Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about this awesome tweak called Seng by Charlie Hewitt. It is an Appswitcher replacement that combines the control center along with the Appswitcher. And this idea might seem similar to that of OXO's, but I tell you, this tweak is far more superior compared to OXO. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So, this is what it looks like. It may look similar to OXO, but every single element that you see on this screen over here, all of these toggles and sliders, everything is customizable, right? So you can choose wherever you want to place these elements. The way this tweak works is, let's say you want to quit an app, so all you have to do is go over to the app and swipe up. There you go, you've closed the app right there. Now let's say you want to open an app. All you have to do is tap on it. That will bring up the app that you want to open. And another neat little feature in this is, let's say I am in this app and I want to go back to the home screen. Instead of having to tap on my home button, I can slide in from the right. And if I slide in, you'll see this little translucent screen, and then it goes all the way. So if I slide in from the right corner, that's what happens. Now, let's say I was back in the Appswitcher, back into CNET, and I wanted to switch between apps. Now what I can do is I can slide from the left corner this time, the bottom left corner, and that will bring up a quick switcher. So as you can see, I'm swiping my finger across the screen to switch from app to app, and this makes switching apps very, very quick. And this is probably one of the coolest features about this tweak. Now, if you're on the home screen already, if you swipe up from the right, it will sleep. It will put the phone to sleep. So these are the cool little things that you will get from this tweak. And now I want to jump right into the settings. So let's see, I am going to tweaks all the way down to Seng. So it's divided into three sections. There's a multi-center, the hot corners, and other options. So the first one is multi-center. This one is the one that has the kill switch in it. You can either enable or disable it. Now the override CC gesture is pretty much a toggle to turn on your normal control center. So if I have this toggle on, then if I swipe up, I get my normal control center. However, if I switch it off, it goes back to Seng. Obviously, the whole point of this tweak is to have Seng, so that switch shouldn't even really need to be there. But it is, just in case. Now the next section is the control section. So there's a top section and a bottom section. So the top section, you can select whatever toggle you want, whatever element of the control center you want to show up on the top section in here. So you could either, let's say you want a brightness slider in the top section, so you can drag it from the not included section to the included section, just like that. It's super simple. And now if I swipe up, you will see that the brightness slider is right here. Now you might be wondering, why do I not see the AirDrop and AirPlay options or the default media controls? There's an answer to that. So if I go into the default media controls, you see that there's a little arrow. If I click on it, that means there are options in there. And as you can see, I have chosen the toggle to only show the default media controls if I am playing a sound already. If the sound is not there, the controls don't show up, which is exactly what you want, because you don't want to have controls taking up your screen real estate. So that is why I have this chosen. And let's say I wanted to play something. I'm just gonna play a random podcast. This is what I've been listening to lately. So the sound is on, and because of that, if I slide up, you'll see that my toggles show up on the top. Pause and forward and rewind. So we can see how the toggles are there when the audio is playing, but if I swipe it up and then go back up, it's gone. So it's very neat to have that little option. And same thing applies to AirDrop and AirPlay. Now the bottom section, pretty much the same thing. You can choose whatever you want. I have my toggle buttons, obviously, all of these that show up. I have my small scroll view. Now, to describe what small scroll view is, I will go into that. Let's see. Within the small scroll view, you can see that there are scrolling styles, horizontal, vertical, reset to first page, and my included sections. So right now I have brightness and volume sliders that are included. So now you can see that this is my brightness slider right here, and this is my volume slider. So the vertical option that I've chosen up here pretty much makes it so that if I slide up on my brightness control, then I can access my volume control. And the reason why I did that is because if I have the horizontal one active, then it's difficult for me to either adjust this or go on to the next view. So it just makes it a little easier to have it set to vertical so the two gestures don't get confused. And the reset to first page is just self-explanatory. Let's say I ended on my volume slider. If I scroll up again and open up Seng, then it'll open up to my brightness slider. Very quick, very simple. And then I obviously have my quick launch buttons, and this big scroll view is similar to the small scroll view, except it is much bigger, obviously. So let's see. I'm going to include the quick launch buttons, and I'm going to include the toggle buttons just because. Now you're going to see two of the same things on the top and the bottom because I already have a toggle button in the included section before. So this is just to show you what the big scroll view looks like. Now if I slide up, you will see that this section on the bottom is supposed to be the big scroll view. So you can see as when I scroll, I can access my quick launch buttons over here and then also my toggles. And obviously that scrolling and that switching gesture can also be modified. If I choose vertical, now if I slide up, there you go. There are my toggle buttons. So it just makes it easier to modify any of the options that you want, and you can customize your screen as you like, which is why this tweak has a leg up on OXO. Another thing I wanted to mention was that these Appswitcher cards are they are responsive. So let's say I'm going to add something to the top view. I'm going to add just my volume slider up there, and you will see that because of that, it's going to shrink my Appswitcher cards. So if you have more options that are open when I activate the Appswitcher cards themselves will resize themselves in order to fit to the screen, whatever space is available. So that is a neat little thing. If I took off all the toggles from my bottom section, let's see, you will see that my Appswitcher cards will fill the screen, and now I have nothing on my screen. Now I have a huge Appswitcher card, but obviously this is a control center replacement, so you're going to need to have some toggles on the bottom. And so that explains the top and bottom sections. The next one is the icon style. Now I like to have mine on overlapped, and what this means is you can see that the Appswitcher card is right there and the icon for the app is overlapping with the card itself. Another option is standard. The standard one has it so that the icons are below the Appswitcher cards, and this shrinks down my Appswitcher cards, and that's why I don't like to have it. But there's also a hidden option if you like to maximize your screen maximize your Appswitcher card size. So I like to have an overlap just so I know what app I am actually looking at. And so there's that. The always show grabber. If I have it turned on, you will see that over here I have this little grabber right between the toggles and the Appswitcher cards. So if you like to have that little arrow, the grabber, then turn it on, otherwise just turn it off. Gesture animations are pretty much exactly what I described before. It's if you swipe up from the right corner of the screen, you can go back to the home screen if you are in an app. But if you're on the home screen, if you swipe up from the right bottom corner, then you can turn off your screen. Now, if you swipe up from the left bottom corner, once again, you will get this little quick switcher, and so this is very useful. But since I have this app button installed, I don't find myself using it quite as often, but it is good to have if you don't have this app button installed. The hot corners is what I described. With the left action, you can select what you want to happen. I have my quick switcher for the left action, and for the right action, I have the closing of the app. And these settings are self-explanatory. You can adjust your gesture tolerance so that the tweak knows how far off to read your swipe up animations, swipe up gestures from your corners. The next one is the other options, where you can select what you want to happen if you swipe up on the home screen app card. I have it set to quit all apps, but you can change it to show your action menu, which will help you decide what you want to do. Either you can quit all the apps, or respring, lock, shut down, or do nothing. And this little toggle is very important. The close now playing app, I have it switched to off, because I don't want to close out my music app or something if I'm listening to it and if I swipe up on my home screen card. So that way I can close all the apps, all the other apps besides my music app. And appearance is self-explanatory. Remove the dark section effect. Will pretty much take out these little backgrounds, the dark backgrounds that you have in there in the control center. I like to have it off so that it looks much cleaner. And the blacklist app, this section lets you set an app so that it doesn't turn off. It doesn't invoke the Seng tweak if you're within the app, so that is a little thing that's good to have, especially if you're playing games or something like that, where you don't want it to invoke the Appswitcher or the control center when you're swiping up, let's say while you're playing Fruit Ninja or something, right? So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. This tweak, like I said, is called Seng by Charlie Hewitt, and this is an awesome tweak, much better than OXO. You will completely forget about OXO once you start using it, so head on over to Cydia and get this tweak right now. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. You have a good one.